Assalamualaikum. We are from the group The Alpha Thinkers. My name is Sakia Zahwa binti Samsudin and I will be presenting the introduction to our technical analysis project on IHH Healthcare Berhad. First of all, let me go to the purpose of technical analysis in stock trading. Technical analysis is a method used to evaluate a stock by studying its historical price movement, trading volume, and market trends. Unlike fundamental analysis, which focus on a company's financial performance, technical analysis uses charts and technical indicators to predict future price movement. This helps investors identify suitable opportunities to buy, hold, or sell a stock and support better investment decisions. These are the objectives of our technical analysis project. The first objective is to analyze the price movement of IHH Healthcare Berhad using technical analysis tools. Second, to identify the stock strengths, chart pattern, and market signals by using indicators such as simple moving average (SMA), moving average convergence divergence (MACD), and relative strength index (RSI). Third, to compare the performance of IHH Healthcare with the FBM-KLCI benchmark index. Finally, to provide an investment recommendation based on the overall technical analysis. Now, let me briefly introduce about the company that we selected for this project, which is IHH Healthcare Berhad. IHH Healthcare Berhad is one of the largest private healthcare providers in Malaysia and Asia. The company was incorporated in 2010 and is headquartered in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It offers a wide range of healthcare services, including primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary medical care. Besides operating hospitals, the company is also involved in pharmacy services, clinical research, facility management, and other healthcare-related businesses. Due to its strong position in healthcare industry and listing on Bursa Malaysia, we decided that IHH Healthcare is suitable company for our technical analysis. To summarize our findings, our analysis shows that IHH Healthcare maintained a relatively stable sideways trends throughout the analysis period. Although the stock slightly underperformed FBM-KLCI benchmark, it remained above its 200-day simple moving average, indicating a positive long-term outlook. Meanwhile, the MACD showed weakening bullish momentum and the RSI remained in the neutral range. That concludes my introduction. Thank you. And now I will pass to the next presenter to continue.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurin Alia binti Nur Azlan, and in this section, I will explain the data collection process for our study. For this analysis, we collected monthly historical price data for both FBM KLCI and IHH Healthcare over 2 years of period, which is from May 2024 until May 2026. FBM KLCI represents the overall Malaysian stock market performance and acts as our benchmark index. So during the study period, FBM KLCI recorded prices ranging from 1,688.07 points to 1,740.88 points. Meanwhile, the IHH Healthcare started the analysis period at approximately 8 ringgit 80 cents and experienced slight fluctuations throughout the months. The share price moved between 8 ringgit 82 cents and 9 ringgit 12 cents before closing at 9 ringgit 01 in May 2026. So from the table, we can observe that FBM KLCI showed more volatility due to changes in market sentiment and economic conditions. So on the other hand, IHH Healthcare maintained a relatively stable performance despite experiencing short-term corrections. So the data collected serves as the foundation for further analysis, including chart analysis, performance comparison, and trend evaluation. So by using these historical prices, we are able to assess whether IHH Healthcare outperform or underperform the overall Malaysian equity Malaysia equity market during the selected period. So this concludes the data collection section. Next, I will present the chart analysis for FBM KLCI. Based on the chart nexus chart, we can observe that FBM KLCI experienced several upward and downward movements throughout the analysis period. Initially, the market showed a positive momentum and gradually increased, reaching a peak around the middle of the period. However, selling pressure then intensified, causing the index to decline significantly towards the end of the period. So this downward trend suggests that investors become more cautious due to uncertainties in market conditions and economic expectations. So despite these fluctuations, FBM KLCI remain an important benchmark for evaluating the performance of individual stocks such as IHH Healthcare. So comparing the movement of the benchmark index with IHH Healthcare allows us to understand whether the company was able to generate better returns relative to the market. So overall, the chart indicates that market sentiment changed several times during the period, resulting in volatility in the Malaysian stock market. So this analysis provides valuable insights into investors' behavior and market performance over the selected time frame. Moving on to the performance comparison analysis, this slide compares the returns generated by FPM KLCI and IHH Healthcare during the analysis period. So FPM KLCI recorded a return of 1.35%, increasing from 1,716.61 points to 1,739.77 points. In comparison, IHH Healthcare generated a return of only 0.80%, which is share price increasing from 8 ringgit 80 cents to 8 ringgit 87. The difference in returns between the benchmark index and IHH Healthcare was approximately 0.55 percentage points. This finding indicates that IHH Healthcare underperformed relative to FBM KLCI during the selected period. Although IHH Healthcare demonstrated stable price movements, its growth rate was slower compared to the broader Malaysian equity market. Several factors may explain this underperformance, such as sector-specific challenges, investor sentiments towards healthcare stocks, or market preference for other industries that offered higher growth opportunities. So in conclusion, FBM KLCI delivered stronger overall performance than IHH Healthcare, suggesting that investors would have achieved slightly better returns by investing in the market index rather than solely focusing on the company shares during this period. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Damia Umairah Zahwan binti Mazwan. Today, I will be presenting the technical analysis of IHH Healthcare stock performance. First, let's look at the trend analysis. Based on our observations, IHH Healthcare is currently moving in a sideways primary trend, which means the stock price is trading within a relatively stable range instead of showing a strong upward or downward movement. In the short term, there is also a sideways consolidation, indicating that buyers and sellers are relatively balanced. Looking at the moving average, the 50-day simple moving average is above the current price level, while the 200-day simple moving average provides long-term support. This suggests that although the stock is experiencing short-term fluctuations, its overall market sentiment remains neutral to slightly bullish. The important support level is around 8 ringgit 40 cent, while the resistance level is approximately 8 ringgit 54 cents. If the price successfully breaks above the resistance, it could indicate the beginning of an upward trend. Moving on to the chart pattern analysis. The stock is currently forming a rectangle consolidation pattern. This pattern usually occurs when the stock price moves between a fixed support and resistance level for a period of time before making its next major move. The trading volume has remained relatively stable, showing that there is no strong buying or selling pressure at the moment. Therefore, the current signal is considered neutral to bullish. For investors, the recommended strategy is to hold the stock or wait for a confirmed breakout above 8 ringgit 54 cent before entering a new position. A successful breakout would indicate stronger buying momentum and a higher probability of a continued price increase. Lastly, let's discuss the technical overlays and indicators. Based on the table, the SMA 50 is 8 ringgit 869 cent, while the 200-day simple moving average is 8 ringgit 7 cent. The current stock price is below the SMA 50 but above the SMA 200. This indicates that the stock is experiencing short-term consolidation but it still maintains a positive long-term trend. In other words, although the price had slowed down in the short term, the overall direction of the stock remains favorable. Next, let's look at the MACD indicator. The MACD line is currently slightly below the signal line, which suggests that bullish momentum has weakened temporarily. This may indicate a possible short-term bearish signal, meaning investors should monitor the stock carefully before making any buying decisions. Overall, these indicators show that while IHH Healthcare is facing short-term consolidation, its long-term outlook remains positive due to the strong support from the 200-day moving average. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Now I will be explaining about the technical analysis of IHH Healthcare Berhad. In this section, I will discuss the technical overlays and indicators, followed by the final recommendation and conclusion based on the analysis. Technical analysis helps investors understand the stock price movement by using different indicators and chart patterns. In this presentation, we will look at a simple moving average, MACD, RSI, and the overall technical signals. Now, let's move on to the technical indicators. The first technical indicator is the MACD, or Moving Average Convergence Divergence. The MACD line is currently positioned slightly below the signal line. This means that the bullish momentum is becoming weaker, which suggests a bearish signal in the short term. Investors should be cautious because the stock may experience temporary weakness before its next price movement. Next is the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. The RSI is currently within the neutral range of 30 to 70. This means the stock is neither overbought nor oversold. Buying and selling pressure are balanced, so there is no strong indication that the stock price will rise or fall sharply. Therefore, the RSI gives a neutral signal. From these two indicators, we can conclude that while the long-term trend is still positive, the short-term momentum remains weak and investors should monitor the stock carefully. After combining all the technical analysis tools, the final recommendation for IHH Healthcare Berhad is hold. This recommendation is based on several observations. First, the stock price remains above the 200-day SMA, indicating that the long-term trend is still positive. Second, the MACD shows weakening bullish momentum, suggesting some short-term weakness. Third, the RSI remains in the neutral range, meaning there is no strong buying or selling pressure. Finally, the stock has formed a rectangle consolidation pattern which reflects market indecision. This means investors are still waiting for the stock to break either above the resistance level or below the support level before making major decision. To summarize the technical signals, SMA 50 give a hold signal, SMA 200 give a buy signal, MACD give a sell signal, RSI give a hold signal, and also rectangle consolidation pattern also supports a hold recommendation. In conclusion, the overall technical analysis recommends holding IHH Healthcare Berhad. Although the stock has underperformed the FBM KLCI during the analysis period, it is still trading above its 200-day moving average, which indicates a healthy long-term trend. However, the MACD shows weakening momentum while the RSI remains neutral. At the same time, the rectangle consolidation pattern suggests that the market is still uncertain about the stock next direction. Therefore, the best strategy for investor is to hold the stock and wait for a confirmed breakout above the resistance level before making any new investment decision. Thank you very much. That concludes my presentation.